Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Mr. O, and today we're going to talk about keeping up with the Joneses. Everybody know what keeping up with the Joneses is. So it's when you try to impress people with your clothes, your cars, your houses, or what have you, jewelry, people that don't even know you, people that don't even care about you, people that doesn't make a difference in your life, just people in general that you know it's going to hate you regardless of how clean or how nice you look in front of them. So that's something that's been going on from time to time with black people. I'm not saying just black people, but I'm black, so I know it's black people. And it's kind of crazy, man, when you think about it. I mean, all these things I just named as far as clothes, cars, jewelry and stuff like that. Some jewelry, not all jewelry. Those are depreciating assets. So a little bit about my experiences is I've known a lot of people that drove old Mercedes-Benz. Not new Mercedes-Benz, old Mercedes-Benz. And they can't afford a new one, so therefore they figure if they go buy an old one, they still will be keeping up with the Joneses. I see it happen all the time. And every time I meet these people, their car's always in the shop, you know. I think somebody told me once after like maybe 50 to 70,000 miles on those luxury cars, whether it's Mercedes, BMW, I don't know about Lexuses because Toyota make Lexuses, but all the little luxury cars, they're really no good after about $50 to $70,000. I mean, it's not even worth trying to keep them and put them in the shop. But I've seen several people do it time and time again. These old school, or not even old school, old model Mercedes-Benz, they're always in the shop. I meet this person, and depending on how long I stay in contact with them, I just wait, and then let them bring up all my cars in the shop. And those parts for those old luxury cars are expensive, man. It's crazy how expensive they are. I mean, the car could be like maybe 20 years old, but since it's like a Volvo, Audi, BMW, Lexus, the oil change still may be, what, $70, $80. Crazy, not even worth it. And so I've experienced this with a lot of people driving those older model cars. And I did this video because I had a neighbor that I saw that he had a nice, I think, late model Ford Mustang. Then I saw he had an old school Mustang, and I like those. Old school Mustangs, very nice. You can also get money for those old school cars. They don't depreciate too bad if you fix them up and keep them clean. But so I stopped by one morning going to work, and I asked him because I thought I saw another Mustang over there. And I asked him, I said, man, how many Mustangs you got? He said, because I saw another one over there. He said, I got two, my wife got two. Then he said with some arrogance, we ain't doing nothing. And I just laughed it off to myself and walked on to my car thinking, you're right, you're really not doing nothing. You know, I'm not a hater. You know, I love for our black people to do well and, you know, continue to do well. So I'm not a hater at all. But when he said, you know, we ain't doing nothing with the cockiness and arrogance, and you can just feel it in his body and his face and everything. It's like, man, you and your wife have two cars apiece, but you're staying in an apartment. I'd rather have one car with a bigger house. You know, these are depreciating assets that you guys have, you know. And I think she has a Camaro and she has another car, because I spoke to her like a day or two later, and I thought it was a Mustang, but it looked like a Mustang, but it was a Camaro. But these are depreciating assets. 4 cars, and I think they stand in a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment. Like I said, I'm not hating. That's not me. That's not in my spirit. But I mean, you can have 1 or 2 cars in a house, you know, that's gonna appreciate in that, you know, in the equity. But I don't know, man. We just don't think like that, I guess, as a people or as a whole. Not all. But it's just crazy. Myself, I got caught up a little bit, you know, when I got a little Volvo, not a Volvo, I'm sorry, it was an Audi, but it was it was a Volkswagen, but it was an older Volkswagen, way old, 2003. Here it is, 2016. I got a 2003. Wasn't bad. Only paid like $3,000 for it. But man, I was always taking it to the shop. I actually had to go buy some parts off of eBay, look on YouTube, and put some things in there on my own because it was too expensive to go to the auto shop and get these parts put on these 13-year-old car, which is crazy. And it just wasn't worth it. I mean, if you know anything about those Volkswagens, you got to take the whole front end off to do like change water pumps or whatever. And I had that done. And it was like $1,300. I only paid $3,000 some dollars for the car. Wouldn't do that again. Like I said, it's not worth getting these old cars, new cars either, but definitely not an old car. But people want to be seen. They don't, because a lot of people are not literate with what model cars are. I mean, sometimes you could have like a beautiful a Mercedes-Benz, and it may be a 2007 or 2008. People don't know. Except for like people that can afford those cars. But for the majority of people, they don't know. So this car is nice, clean, and it's looking beautiful. But it's a 2008, and it has major issues within the engine. But you wouldn't know that if you just see somebody driving one day. You wouldn't even know if it was 2021 or 2017 or 16. So that's why people want to drive those cars, to keep up with the Joneses, to look nice and look fly. And the average person think they have a nice model car, late model car, and they doing the damn thing and they living it up. But that's deceitful, because if you really only knew what you didn't know, you'd know that car was old and it's probably been in the shop several times. So like I said, we as a people, we have to do better about this. We have to start working on appreciating assets, including myself. So let me give you some appreciating assets: stocks, bonds, CDs, real estate, things of that nature. Some jewelry, gold, also, things of that nature. Those are appreciating assets. You can get some money out of those. You could build up equity and interest on all those appreciating assets. But the depreciating assets, it's too many to name, to be honest, which is sad. When you think about society, you probably can name like 20 depreciating assets on this side easily. When it comes to appreciating asset, it may be 10. It's not that many. And when you get caught up in this cycle of spending money, trying to keep up with the Joneses and stuff, all these assets over here, which is like maybe 40 or 50, is kicking the butt out of these 10 assets, which is not easy because this is not enticing as much as this over here. But these assets over here, the appreciating assets, will do you better in the long run. So all I'm saying is, I see it all the time. I thought about it this weekend when I spoke to last weekend when I spoke to my neighbor. And I'm like, man, people really think having luxury cars, even houses, these are things you can't afford. But I don't want to get on the houses too much, because they can appreciate depending on where you live, I assume. But the cars and jewelry and clothes and all those things, depreciating the assets, and it's all about how you look from head to toe. But I would love to look at some people's bank accounts that's dressing like that. And it's a cover-up, and it's a cover-up for a reason. Because if you really got it like that, then you wouldn't have to, wear all these fancy things, And I think sneakers is another depreciating asset to me. Now, I know that shoes do appreciate, but not like houses and like CDs and stocks and bonds. So I'm just what I'm saying, guys. We got to do better about trying to impress people that don't know us, don't like us, don't care for us. Their life has no bearing in our lives, and it's not going to affect our lives one way or the other. We got to do it for ourselves. I mean, everybody want to look good, look nice, and look clean. Nothing wrong with splurging here and there if you got it, but at the same time, just remember these depreciating assets. It's not going to help you out at all. I have a car right now that it's 2 years old. Got it in 2019. Didn't want to get the car. It's kind of an emergency, but at the same time, I'm kind of a lazy shopper. I'm not big on shopping. I don't buy anything, but in the dealership, sometimes they have you in there for 4 or 5 hours. But I think after my little lease is up, I'll probably get a used car. I don't know. It depends. But all I'm saying is, all these luxury cars that people are buying, it's not worth it. And I know a lot of people lease those cars, as well. But I'm talking about the people that actually buy them and keep them, or buy the older ones and try to keep them. And it's just a money pit. It's just draining you, because I've been there with that Volkswagen and I know how it feels. So guys, we got to stop keeping up with the Joneses and keeping up with ourselves, keeping up with what we can afford, keeping up with what we can do, and just living our life and living our truth. Anyway, again, thank you guys for joining me. And please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Peace.